Morning, friends. Morning. I wanted to show you guys, we're in the thin, and I was talking about some of the units are pre-marked, what trees are going to go, some aren't. And this one actually is pre-marked. So let's walk in here a little ways, and I can get a little better, or give you guys a little better idea on the plot that I was talking about. So you see this tree right here, it's got orange paint. That means that tree's going to stay. Well, if we look, that one does not have paint. That one does not have paint. No paint. That one's painted. That one's not. That one's not. That one is. That's not. So I think, this hemlock too. So now we're going to take that one. But I think it's giving you a little better idea now what we're doing. So it's just opening it up is what it's doing. And you look around in here, you see, and it's thick. This is pretty thick stuff, really. The other side is actually thicker. We're going to go look at that in a minute. But we'll go look at that thicker stuff here in just a second. And then we'll run up here and I'll show you where we've already thinned and kind of piece it together. And so you can see what it looks like. But that's pretty much what we're doing. Is if you look at this, and being the dominant tree doesn't always mean it's the biggest one. But this tree is perfectly straight. There's no defect, nothing. And then you look around at a couple of the ones that we are going to take. The hemlock, they're just, there's good use for the hemlock, but look at them big old nasty knots and stuff. It's taking up a lot of the sunlight, a lot of the nutrients and the water out of the ground. So we're going to take that one out. So that's what we're doing, why we do it. And then it makes the other ones that you do leave grow a lot faster and grow bigger. And like I say, in the long run, then everybody wins. Because there's still trees, there's still natural beauty out here. A couple of years after, or even 7-8 months, or a season after we leave a thin, you can't even tell we've been in there thinning it. And it looks so much better. So, okay, so here's that piece up the road I was just talking about that's thicker. And this is actually a perfect view, because when you go up and you look at timber, a lot of times people that don't really know, they look right at the bottom and they go, oh, nice one, nice one, nice one, nice one. That's not the way you want to do it. You want to look right up here about the crown of the trees and see how much of that small stuff is actually in there. There's quite a bit, and it's thick. This stuff is thick. So we're going to take a lot of trees out of here to open it up. See how much thicker it is. So we're going to take a lot more of that out to open it up. It's good for us, more production, and it's good for the timber too. So when I explain this stuff, I'm explaining it to you guys exactly the same way I would explain it to a greenhorn that's his first day on my job. Oh, I'm not trying to treat anybody like they're dumb or anything like that. I find it easier if you explain to greenhorns like they don't know nothing. Guys, I wanted to jump out here real quick and give you guys a look how steep that baby is right there. And these blue, that's actually it's what we call a corridor. And so they're gonna cut the trees. That's 12 feet wide. Everything 12 feet right down your corridor for safety reasons. And once we get the yarder rigged up, and I can show you where the line's at, it'll make a little more sense, but that's steep. And these roads are starting to get a little bit longer. We're going to be yarding out like 1,700 feet on these here. But look how thick the timber is. And you can see the ones that are marked and the ones that are not. So we're taking quite a bit. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 trees right here that are going to go. 1, 2, 3, 4 that are staying. So, man, this is nice timber. This is perfect thinning timber. Perfect thinning timber. You get quite a bit of production out of it. You can put the wood right to the yarder. Win, 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 win. That's all I got to say. It's a win for everybody. Okay, so now you can look out there and you can see what we've thinned and how much it opened it up. Obviously, we still got logs there. You can see we got to get picked up. But this is just a view. I just showed you how thick it was back there and then how open it is here. that tree right there, you can see where we're pulling the logs out, how it rubbed up against it. That's going to be considered damage. Now, when they pick these landings and they open them up, they leave extra trees like that for us to rub, so that when we take it, it's not a great big opening. This tree, if it doesn't get any more beat up than this, it probably will stay. But you can see there's just a thin layer in between, right under the bark here. Let's see if we can get to some. It's called the cambium layer, and it's right there. Come on. See that? See that stuff right there? That's the cambium layer. And once you break that, that's what actually makes it damage. Let's get back a little bit. So, see that? Now, this tree is actually, and what I'm doing here isn't going to make it any worse, but is actually not, it's not going to kill that, because we haven't broke that cambium layer. Now, this here, where you can see, it has. But, like I say, if this tree doesn't get any more damage, it'll most likely stay, because it's not going to kill it. Hopefully that helps explain it a little bit more. I wanted to get more in depth about the cambium layer and explain about the damage. And like I said, it depends on if you're logging to improve the habitat or to improve the stand. And like I said, obviously if you're logging it to improve the stand, you want the stand to look better when you're done. The same with the habitat. You don't want it to be all beat up and look horrible, but they do want some trees that are scarred or going to die, because it makes homes for animals. Trees, you know, if they break off, there's a bird's nest, squirrels, you know, all kinds of different bugs and all that. So it win-win. That's all I can say. It's helping the environment, it's helping the animals, it's helping us, and the conservationists should be happy, but they're not. That's why we do it, though. Stay safe, get logs.